All right, welcome everybody to Exploring Telepathy for Saturday, April 25th, 2026. Spring has sprung here. We are having a heck of a good time out in the garden, enjoying the warm and rainy, and then warm, and then sunny, and then warm, and then cold, and then rainy weather of Michigan, as it is pretty psychotic around here, at least until we get going a little bit more here. So the purposes of this call are always just exploring telepathy in all its forms, its foundation. Telepathy, we have discovered, is and it's just an outgrowth of our natural connection to our own broader consciousness, to this other part of us, non-physical, higher consciousness, inner being, soul, spirit, whatever word you like, the other part of us that is sort of the greater part of us. And in opening to that in a nice, relaxed, fun, easygoing conversation and the meditations and so forth opens up the telepathic channel in our experience. So that's what we're here about. As long as we keep the topic roughly around telepathy, nothing's really off limits here. We're here to have a good time and to demonstrate our abilities to tune in to ourselves, more importantly. And I should say also that we compare each other with to each other, and sometimes that'll pull you away from your own telepathic connection. So I invite you to use each other's shared experiences on the call as a way to say, oh, that was possible for that person. Maybe I could do that myself, but maybe it'll express differently. So my invitation is not to compare that they're doing this that I can't do, but rather what feels good to me in terms of expressing my relaxed, open conversation with broader consciousness, including a telepathic channel to non-speakers and other individual beings. And I forgot to mention, but I'm Kevin Young, intuitive coach with the Autism Telepathy Conversations community, one of their admins, and we have a lot of fun in this autistic telepathic conversation space. Many great people showing up in this group. We're at over 18,000 members now, which boggles my mind still when I think about it. So many people who are opening up to the idea of being on this journey of opening up to the idea of communication with each other and how we're a lot more all one than it really appears at the human sort of disconnected level. And the spring energy was what prompted when I posted the reminder, the idea that spring energies, the whole planet is moving back into this, at least our side of the planet, into the spring energies where lots of stuff starts moving. And we can piggyback on that energy by tuning into it mentally, physically, going out in nature. We spend a lot of time with our bird feeders and the squirrels, and we have possums and skunks and raccoons and muskrats and boy, you name it. I just had a flock of blue jays show up. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I told Melissa, because Melissa has a blue jay who visits her regularly and delivers messages. And I asked her if she had sent the blue jay SWAT team over to our house, because we're not super far from each other. We're both in Michigan. And I'd never seen so many blue jays, and one just landed right on the sill of the back window of the back. We have a sliding glass door in the back where the feeders are, and he just literally perched on the stoop and he was looking in, checking us out there. So I thought he was the ringleader. But it was a lot of fun. So tuning into that energy, this yet another way to move into a more now moment meditative state, where again you open up the frequencies of broader consciousness. Your own intuitive guidance flows through. You have spiritual connections to others who might be on the other side, so to speak. We call it the other side of the veil. Those are still in a non-physical form, and that includes a telepathic channel. It's all the same basic idea, that frequency range. Getting ourselves out of the brain and into that range gives us access to that. And that's why I like to say we're all born telepathic. And any mother who's had a child and they knew what the child needed, that's telepathy. It's a form of communication that's nonverbal, in a non-physical way. And that's what excites me so much about this. I've worked with people who channel for a long time, those who can do this kind of work. But this community really speaks to my heart. Particularly parents and caregivers who actually have non-speaking children. That's something else. I really want to help that community a lot myself. There's a resonance there, even though I don't even have a non-speaker in my life. There's a There's something about that need to help people empower themselves that really strongly resonates with me. And I'll mention this before we get into the meditation here, which Melissa will be leading in a second, that I'm thanks to our founder, Caroline Coleman, starting to explore a platform called Substack. It's something I've been on for a long time, but never did a thing with it. This platform is really growing in terms of the ability to share posts about yourself. You can create like almost magazine-like things. There's a ton of things that it's growing into that easily for me is going to replace Facebook, even though I won't be leaving Facebook anytime soon. And so the idea of taking what we're doing here and then kind of giving it a different, maybe a bigger outlet. I'm not sure how it's going to work out, and I don't want to talk about it too much because it tends to mute the ideas that want to come through and be expressed. But I'm certainly open to ideas like where this kind of conversation, how this could benefit people more or in more specific ways. And if something resonates with me, then I might explore it in an additional platform. We'll see how it goes. But it's always scary to step into a new unexplored area at first, or it can be, always has been for me, because my left brain wants to know, how's it going to work out? Am I going to make a mistake? Am I going to look foolish? Blah, blah, blah. You got to drop all that and just trust the now moment inspiration. And that's what I'm working on. It's all good, all fun. So what we're going to do today is we'll do a meditation that Melissa will lead. She's an expert at this. I love having her on the calls. And then my invitation is to note what comes up for you in the meditation. Do you just quiet your mind, which is perfectly okay? Do you actually open up to some messages, which is okay? Whatever happens to you, the idea is to help us get into sort of the same frequency range where energy is flowing between us and we have conversations and so forth. Robert, do you have a question about the meditation? You'll have to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to make a quick comment about, you're talking about the English language, but
Yeah, so we're going to do the meditation now. Could you just hold your thought for a second and then
okay.
we'll let you go first if that's okay. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Right, because we're first thing we want to do is balance the energy and then we'll get into that conversation. Okay?
Okay.
Thanks. Sorry for interrupting you. So then after we do the meditation, we'll see what energy kind of flows here. And what things have come up, then as Robert's already opening up our conversation, it's going to be a really nice conversation then as a result of this. And then so we'll just chat about whatever comes up to the surface during our chat here. And like I said, there's nothing really off limits as long as we keep in the category of telepathy and connecting to our sort of the broader self, the non-physical part of us. And then once we're kind of through that, probably in another hour or so, we'll do a second meditation that I will lead, and we'll actually see if we can open up telepathic channels directly. And again, telepathy is just a component of the broader connection. So it doesn't have to be telepathic, but if you have someone you want to talk to, then this is the opportunity to do that. And then we'll see if we can wrap up by the bottom of the hour. That seldom happens, but we'll see how it goes. All right, Melissa, want to kick us off there?
Good morning, everybody. It's so nice to be here on this beautiful Saturday. I am Melissa. I am a telepathic communicator with animals and nature and a medium who can pretty much talk to spirit and anyone really, I guess. I'm not sure. I haven't found anything I haven't been able to kind of connect with almost yet, so it's pretty darn cool, but channeling. And so today we're going to go into a nice guided space of our hearts. So with that, everyone, just settle into your space and close your eyes if that feels good. And if not, whatever feels good for you. There is no wrong, there is no right here, just love in this space right now. And a cat who just came to visit named Hendrix. So if you hear him, he's here too. Got the whole posse here, all the animals, the kids, the trees, nature, birds, bluebirds, blackbirds, any bird, crows, they're all here. So give yourself the this beautiful space for a little bit to connect in. So take a nice deep breath in. Just let it fall out naturally. And one more in again. Gently out. Now I just want you to sit here for a moment and just bring your awareness to your chest, to your heart space. And we're going to go to the space behind your chest, in between your ribs, that space from the spine and the ribs, that little space back there. See if you can find it. And just be aware of that space inside of you. It's soft. It's quiet. It's this hidden space within you. You're listening from the inside. As you're just breathing here, just feel how that space responds. It's been waiting for you to notice. Now, and just invite your breath into that space. Softness. You may start to feel something shift within you. Maybe a warmth arises. Maybe you feel just nice, quiet expansion in that space. The nice, deep stillness. This is the still point of your heart essence. Your inner heart space. The place where you don't have to hold anything here. You don't have to do anything. Just be still in the warmth, in the love. I am beaming love to all of you from my heart. See if you can feel it. Feel how your body just begins to soften. And your chest opens. And your ribs relax. And your breath, it just deepens without any extra effort. And in this beautiful heart space, there's just so much love. Nothing forced here. Nothing we have to create. It just naturally exists here. From this beautiful space, feel that interconnection with Mother Earth beneath you. And feel the life all around you. Nature, souls, animals. We're just all here together, allowing, being one. Feel us all in the same heart space. This is where they connect from too. Feel our hearts all beating as one. In the space from our heart and beyond. There's no words here. Just feel the deep connection, letting your body remember. And see if anyone shows up to visit you. Maybe someone's here just to say hi, or you feel a presence with you, or you sense. And maybe someone doesn't show up and you just feel this love in your heart. This is all about love. Feel that connection, that warmth within, the light glowing, the little threads weaving and connecting all of us together, bringing us to this space in this moment and right now, right here. This is the essence of our love. This is the love we're bringing to the planet. This is the love we are bringing to this group right now and the world. When we're present like this, nothing else matters. Just this joy and overwhelming sense of love, light. You can return to this place anytime. It's yours. It's always within you. This love. It's a new spot I opened up within myself. And everyone around us is here to bring that love in. Now take a nice slow breath in. And release. And if someone came to say hello today, I want you to thank them for coming. Thank them for being here with us. I thank all of you for being here with me. I feel your love beaming from my heart. And I hope you feel my love streaming to you also. This love essence is going to carry us today into this meeting and throughout the week. And you're going to have a new little spark within you that emanates. Just feel the shift within. When it feels right, begin to just move your fingers and toes and move in a pace that feels right to you. And when you feel ready, open your eyes and bring yourself back to this beautiful space we're in.
Thanks so much, Melissa.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was really good. Went really deep.
Well, at this time I had a leader. Well, I always have a leader, but I had a special leader today.
Hendrix?
My grandpup, Amber.
Uh,
Amber passed away yesterday. So it's been a rough day, rough 24 hours. But I've learned I never felt love like I have from her. I can't explain it. The essence of being an animal communicator and being able to take her and put her down and be with her and experience it all and to be there as myself, as her grandma and a mom for my daughter, but also as a soul, like watching her leave her body. So it was something so new I got to experience because I watched her. She wasn't even she already left her body. So they always say animals, when I communicate with them, always say they're not there. Like they go before the tragic hits because they know their soul left. And so I watched her leave and she was literally running around behind Janessa as like a little 1-year old or 2-year-old pup, watching us watch her get put to sleep and
wow.
being there for us and seeing like what the human goes through and how we were to take her love essence, that she was there with us, and how they just go so quickly, like they're not there, they're not suffering like we think they are when we're sitting there in the and losing that physical peace. But I've never felt her more in my heart than I have since she left. Like she talks to me all the time. So she's here. It's our brain getting over that physical of wanting to go grab and touch and hold and be with. But she couldn't be more here as a soul because our souls don't die. So they never leave us, period, ever. I mean, I've been up since 4 o'clock with her talking to me because I don't hear the clickety clackety going through the house. I don't hear her barreling in like I have with you in conversations because she's mantic and out of it because she needs to be with. She couldn't be with us more now than she's ever was because of that. And Hendrix has been sitting here the whole time through all of this right next to my arm. They've been the most amazing guides, the animals and the birds too. It's just like nature. My cats knew they were she was leaving. The cats knew in the house that it's just like such a celebration. And I've been told so much by Amber that this is what you're here, Grandma, to express and teach and tell about the love that can be there instead of the tragedy about death, the love that should be there, the celebration that we should give them for what these animals and humans too, but what an animal goes through so selflessly. And having been with a dog, because I've never had my own dog except for a child, but like to be with her and then have cats, the difference of a loyalness. And I'm not saying my cats aren't loyal, but the loyalty of a dog is so different to
It's
me than
different.
that
Yeah.
of a cat. And what she went through for her, and the love that she gave her mom, like that expression for me, for that dog to have been there for her mom, like I couldn't give her more gratitude for the love that she showed her mom and myself and what she opened me up to the last month because she lived with me for the last month. She's been here a lot on and off always, but she's never left the last month. So to be with her for that time, like I couldn't, like that's how we should honor everybody. You know what I mean? Even if it's a pet or a human or whatever it is, just that I don't know, I can't, like I want to cry, but I really learned this morning it wasn't fear. Like I wanted to get out of bed and run, and she's like, "Grandma, that's love. That's
Run
the
away, you mean?
essence in your heart of love. That's what loving someone so much feels like." Well, there he is. There's the man of the hour. But
Yeah,
so
Hendrix. Well, that
I
what
think
a
you
yeah. Thanks for giving
he's
us that
yes,
context.
he's got lots to say too, but yes, I just like I really wanted to just, thank you so much for allowing me to express that, about her, but it was something I needed to say, for she wanted me to say it too, just to, be able to be there. And now these guys too, like he's already told me, he's like, "Mom, I'm already playing with Amber. Like we're here, we're already playing just because you can't see her." So they know. And then like he misses her in the physical because he would go play with her and roll with her and wonder why she wouldn't, play like a cat would, because she's much bigger. But um yeah, so thank you guys, and thank you
Thanks.
let me share and doing this meditation. It really helped healing my heart.
Yeah, I think it helped everyone too. I appreciate your vulnerability. It's we had when our dog had to be put down 2017. There was a lot of the same. Like you were there, and then the energy shifts, and then the body is not her anymore, and she followed us around to a park energetically after that, and we sat out by the water, and yeah, and and she still shows up as you said. So I totally get it. The connection is never lost, and it's their way of telling us nothing went wrong, nothing's going wrong, everything's just fine. Lighten up,
Because we're
humans.
told to believe that, like, and I'm not, and I don't know other people's belief, and I've learned a lot about death myself, but we're a soul. You can go to heaven. I just don't myself believe you're going down to hell or whatever it is.
No,
I'm like, you're
it's
still here, and we don't, you're taught that they leave us, but they really don't.
yeah,
Like
just
nobody leaves us.
they just withdraw. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's one of the beautiful things I think that's coming from the telepathic conversations around the non-speakers. They're here to show us that next layer. So yeah,
Because you
particularly
can
those
continue your relationship with your pet or a
right.
deceased human after. They're more powerful truly on the other side than they are being the human. Like
Well,
they
yeah, we let them through more
yeah,
easily
so
because
they
we don't
can
have all that
do,
annoying
they
stuff.
can you can have a whole new guide with you now, guiding you through the
Yeah,
spirit, the world.
I love it. Thanks for sharing, Melissa. It's a great way to kick off our call too. That's foundational at a deep level. Scott, you got your hand up, and then we'll go to Robert. If you want to still talk, Robert, after Scott. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, this is a continuation, Melissa, just so you know. I've tried to encourage people to do this, but I totally understand in the moment of putting a pet down. Knowing what I know, I actually brought a digital recorder with me the last time I put my last cat down, and now you're gonna make me cry. I literally picked up several of ancestors and guides standing there waiting to escort her, heard the conversations, and then when Gina was her name, when she left her body, she turned to me and she said, "Thank you for everything you did for me, and I will never forget you." And so she, like you said, has been around. We heard toys played with afterwards. One time I even, when I put the previous cat down, I heard the food crunching in the food bowl in the other room. And I raised my head up and I looked, and the surviving cat was still laying next to me. So you could actually hear the cat still playing with toys, eating food, still around. And then I'll leave with this. I have so many afterlife animal stories. I could go on for a half hour. But one of my guides actually one time said, "Your pet is so cool. Can I like have her for a little while?" To ask permission. And I'm like, "Of course." And so anyway, I'm gonna lower my hand. But yeah, there's so much, and they don't suffer. I mean, in the moment, physically, she actually let me know when she was ready. She's like, "That's it. I'm ready to go." And I took and put her down. Anyway, I'm gonna lower my hand and
Yeah. Thanks,
go
Scott.
ahead, Robert. Yeah.
Go ahead, Robert. Unmute yourself, please. There you go.
I always look for synchronicities. And in your opening presentation, you were talking about you believe everyone is born telepathic. That was the line. And immediately I said to myself, everyone is reborn telepathically. And because I had that thought, and also you were talking about spring, um, spring, um, new beginnings. Um, so I thought right off the bat, there was going to be a discussion once, if I had made the remark in the beginning, there would have been a discussion about new ways of thinking, new ways of being. And then the meditation was all about that. The meditation to me was all about imagination. Imagine feeling and connecting with parts of your heart. And and when you do that, um, the love that comes through and the gratitude that comes through. And then we hear about the passing of the animal, which is telling us that the animal is stronger now, it's not in its suffering, and is in the place where the animal needs to be, which is also extremely spiritual, ties into telepathy and everything else. But more than that, um, Lynn and I see, I don't know if she's listening now because I see the picture of her. We've been last several weeks dealing with the fact that our 16-year-old dog is going to pass soon, very soon. Could have been this morning, you know. And so we know that's going to happen. And we also strongly feel that we'll have those connections stronger. And so that's another synchronicity, going on. I should just one quick story about Georgie, who's 16. He was showing signs about a little over a year ago that he might be going. And I spoke with um, she says she's not a medium, but she connects with all the spirits so easily. And I said, what's going to happen with Georgie now? And she did whatever she does to connect. And she says to me, he ain't going anywhere. That's the line. He's not going anywhere. And that was then. And he's been around. But as part of what will be happening soon will be that passing. And I'm glad I've reached the point in my life where um, I understand so much more about the spiritual world than I ever did. And that's why I'm happy to be here and to, interact. And
Yeah,
that's,
isn't it so freeing to kind of have that bigger viewpoint than maybe you were taught,
oh,
younger person?
Lord. When, I, Lynn and I meet people because we're both QHHT practitioners, and I'm also a BQH practitioner. One is the Dolores Cannon method, and one is the offshoot of it. And when you have a person who comes to see you, who, when you realize one of the fears they have is the fear of death, you know how difficult that is, as opposed to when somebody doesn't have that fear. They're so free. They're so able to see the world differently, and it's beautiful.
Well, that
I'm
certainly made a big shift in my life when I discovered the same, basically. That it wasn't just me in a body, the scientific engineering upbringing that this is it. You die, everything that you experienced is gone. And then suddenly realizing, no, that's this huge being is who you really are. And there's a little thread popping into this human body for a while, which you then just withdraw and carry on. The perspective difference, I lost all my fear of death when I had that as well.
And when you see whatever how the world those that can't see the connectivity of everyone, the unity of everyone, how different they have to put their different positions out there. Um, and the external is so important to those people. Um, and how freeing it is to know that we can go inside.
Yes, yes. And inside is where we all are together,
Exactly.
one. It's such a simple perspective shift, isn't it? External to internal.
Well, it's the difference between everything, isn't it? But
Yeah, it's everything. Well, and that's one of the things that's always driven me and Suzanne as well, my wife, to do these kinds of groups is because it helps us shore up our own understanding and belief systems that it's okay to let go of the external stuff that we were trained to focus more on. And it's okay just to be present. It's okay just to tune in. And then the magic that happens, like just in these conversations alone, let alone all the synchronicities, is that's becomes proof essentially, right? You're proving to yourself, yes, this is the real stuff here. Not that the external isn't real, but if we start from the inside and we're connected and that heart space that opens up, then the external world becomes a reflection of that instead of us being a victim to the external circumstances, which is what I think so many people still feel. Like, no, this
right,
is a reflection of you.
well, the internal helps create the world, but the internal also helps connect with the parts of that collective that can change the world as well.
Yeah. Yeah. We have that. I think those who do this will kind of work, the more tuned in we are, the more influential we actually are to those people who are looking and haven't found what we found. At least that's my experience is that the more I become the lighthouse by doing the internal work, focusing on the innards, and the more I influence those who come in contact with me. But it's not my task to do that. It's not my job to fix them or to wake them up or to anoint them. It's just my job, if it is a job, is to be the energy. And then people like you guys just suddenly walk into my life, and I'm blessed to have all this beautiful energy around me, helping me to stabilize at the higher frequencies. Because when I came onto this call, I was not that stable. I had some pain that came up and a couple of things that I let get a hold of me and walk off with my imagination. But Melissa's meditation helped me remind myself, oh yeah, nothing serious going on here. Why my body is tense? It's a habit I learned from the past. And now I can float into this beautiful energy with all you guys. So I'd like to think I'm pretty selfish that I created this group. 'Cause it's all about me, just like I think it should be all about you individually as well. We can talk about that stuff all day, but let's, Melissa, you got your hand up, and then we'll go to Angela afterwards.
Yeah, because I was just gonna say something kind of with that with Robert. Like I couldn't have been in my space. I couldn't have done what I did 3 years ago. I couldn't have done what I did 2 years ago, even probably a year ago, to be in the place that to do what I did, to be able to just be who I was or be me, really, just to be myself. Because I've been finding, reminding, remembering who I am. And so to be, Janessa and I both talked about that. We couldn't have been in this place together with Amber a year ago or even 2 years ago. And this, so much she taught me to be there. And then the sign, I wanted to say this. So like, the synchronicities, when, after we were done, I was on my Facebook for a second, and this, it's called the Mercantile. It's like a lion. It's a flower shop, and they give away free flowers every Friday. Well, guess what name popped up? Amber. And it was literally like, Mom, you go there right now, and I want you to go get these flowers for me, for you. So we went there, not that moment, but we did go during the day. And when we walk in, there's a big dog, a big, huge lab there named Muffin. It's a boy, but his name's Muffin. And he's just ginormous. And he comes running right up to both me and Janessa. And I said, "You knew we were coming in here, didn't you? Amber told you we were on our way." And he just drops on the ground right at our feet for us to pet him. He had a pool of like spit from being so excited laying on the ground when we got him up, and the owner's like, "Oh, if he's bothering you, and I said, "Oh, he knew we were coming. He's been waiting for us." you know and so it was just, and then when she got up there, and she's like, "My dog sent me here I'm here to get flowers for Amber." And they're like, "Okay." And she's like, "Well, that's my dog. She passed away yesterday." And he's like, "That's the first dog that's ever been here to get flowers." So he told the owner that. The owner walked out and he goes, "This is our first dog, Amber, that's ever been here to get flowers." And I said, "Well, Amber sent us to come get them." So like those synchronicities are, I heard her bark yesterday. I was carrying tree branches to the burn pile, and I'm like, because there's nobody around me. And so I was like, "Oh, there she is in the house watching me go. Ruff, ruff, over there," and I was like, I had to make a believer out of my own self, because like losing my own pets, I was not in my animal communicator mode like I am now. And so like it's totally different for me too, to be in that spiritual essence of like Robert said, when you realize they're not really gone in a box in the ground laying there, and you have to only be able to go to the cemetery to visit them because that's where they're at. And I'm not shaming anybody for believing whatever they believe, but I was that person too, and so growing that growth and understanding that what death really is, I truly feel is a mission of mine on this earth, to help others understand that too.
Yeah, clearly it is. You've got such a gift in that area, Melissa, and just you going out and doing this, and each of these different experiences. Like in a flower shop, it's like we think, well, I'm doing my work when I'm sitting in front of a group or a client, and and we're having the experience channeling or whatever it is. But no, it's in the flower shop. It's having the conversation with the owner. It's the person on the street, or it's the friend. When you just have the open conversation, you're just sharing what comes to you in that higher state. That's what I was talking about earlier, where that actually then can help them find their higher state, their relief. You're good at that.
And even Amber told me yesterday, this is, people should have, if it's because it's not a thing yet, like a death doula, but like have a medium, kind of like Scott said, in with them, or have someone with them when they're passing, and you can be with them to share what's going on with their pet. versus, I don't know, but I don't know them, but people walk out and they're just, and I'm not saying it wasn't devastating by any means, but I had a true different feeling walking out of there than I did watching my other cat pass 10 years ago.
Oh,
You
sure.
know,
Yeah.
so like to go, oh my God, she's dead and gone and this is it, versus like, oh my God, I felt Amber with me now in the last more 24 hours and she did physically being here driving me nuts at times because of her being where she was at. You know what I mean? And I'm like, so like if people really, I get that, or whatever it is that word to like, hey, they're here with you. Because there's that, I mean, I've asked that question to so many people, have you ever gotten a sign from your pet? No, it's been years. No, and I'm like, you never felt them, you don't sense, oh yeah. And I'm like, well, that's them. That's their essence. That's, because we are trained our brain again to see them in the physical. And if they're not physically doing it, you're like, that's not happening.
Well, like Abraham has said, the only reason you don't feel them or connect with them is you're looking for them where they are not, which is in
Hmm.
their bodies. We
Hmm.
spend all the time focusing on the sadness of the loss of the physical, which, hey, that's a big part of having a pet or any relationship. But we don't the human just tends to glom onto that as the source of the love that left, and instead of going along with the source of the love that is continuing. Just it's just in a different form. It's just again out of the head and into the heart. And that's kind of describes the same journey we're on.
Hmm.
Yeah, well stated, Melissa. Nice to be on the journey with you. Let's see, Angela, you've got your hand up. Do you want to go ahead?
Unmuted. Hi. Oh, hi. So yeah, my name's Angela. I also am a medium. And again, not an energy. I don't really put myself in a box, although mediumship is generally my um strong suit. There's not energy that I don't communicate with or found that I haven't been able to communicate with. And I think that I also now I teach and people this, and so I do events multiple times a month, and I have people walk up to me all the time, and they just think that it's like outside of them that you know this ability to connect with or communicate with energy. We're always connected. We have the illusion of not being connected, but we're always connected, which is why that's always available to us. It's just the belief system, like Melissa was saying, that we have been brought up to believe that they're separate. And it's so interesting having uh, my belief system was wiped clean when my sister had transitioned in 2020. We grew up in different households. I grew up in a church. She did not. So according to my belief system, she would have been in hell. And so that just really just gave me a clean slate. Therefore, I wasn't here. I wasn't here. I was just there's got to be, I don't know what, but it's none of my business because I don't know what. Um, and then I experienced multiple illnesses that left me bedridden for the better half of 2 years. And in that process is I experienced, so again, my sister's transition, it did have this massive, I mean, it was so challenging. Oh my gosh, it was just, I can remember falling to the floor and the screams. And it's just, if I could easily go back there, but I can also go back and see that it was the only thing truly in this life that I could have experienced to wipe away 30 years of belief system that was so embedded,
Yeah.
so embedded. I mean, from my mom's a pastor, if that gives you a context of how embedded it is. And she's over the children's youth ministry, and so I grew up in church. It was my life revolved around church. And so that was just truly it can am I comfortable walking up and being, to her children and being like, hey, this happened for you? No, but can I pause and look in my own life and see how it happened for me? Yes. And
Yeah.
then in my illness, I came to understand like this the ability to heal myself, you know, that our bodies and everything is consciousness. And I met a Reiki practitioner and I didn't even know anything about any of this, in this process. And she also did hypnosis. And I thought, oh, I'll never be able to do hypnosis. My mind is so busy, yada, yada. And just naturally, whenever I found that and it was time for me to do the process, it was like naturally my thoughts that would be like, let's call them intrusive thoughts or something, they just turned to fireworks. And so it was just like the perfect time. Everything truly did align naturally. And so, even in that illness. And so I share this with y'all that as you're moving through these new challenges and experiences of your animals passing, or even honestly, if I understand not everybody here is moving through that, but whatever it is that you're moving through, I promise if we can just be in the moment and understand that it is happening, everything is happening to help us expand more into ourselves. And so at some point it's going to benefit us in some way. And whether it's to bring you closer so that you now tap in, like perhaps you needed a love so strong to be there that you needed to be able to reach and like punch through this veil of illusion that we've created. And so even though we're talking about these challenging times, I do want to also leave y'all with that there's nothing that we don't experience and that's not happening for us, and that we're not creating, whether that's within our bodies, whether that's within our like our immediate world or our distant world that we're choosing to focus on. And it's all connected. And so also you really do have the ability to talk to anything and everything. So it's just and don't go in just it's all energy. It's all energy. Whenever I go to the astral realm, I literally will see, and it's like a building, but it's like all different colors, lines of energy, and there's still doorways, and you can still use. It's like a functioning building. This school that I went in, but it is energy. Everything is energy. And so the same way that like our souls are energy, everything is energy. It's just you know um coming back to the remembering of that, and to who you are. And so, and that's truly, I believe, why animals and non-speakers, whether they're autistic or cerebral palsy, whatever the condition is, where they're not so entangled into these belief systems. We're not worried about what do they believe, because the focus more is like on providing physical care for them, and so many different ways of that nature. And so, anyways, just my 2 cents. I don't
Thanks
want
for
to
sharing.
take over. Yeah.
Appreciate. Yeah. Well, it's I can feel when people get a download and they're starting to stream consciousness, and to me that's pretty important, because that not only is the information coming from the broader realm, which has always been helpful to me, but it demonstrates how we can all, as you said, can do the same thing. Relaxing, finding that space in the heart, opening up and letting the stream come through. So I appreciate that. I'm glad you were able to make it here, because a big part of my journey was starting from the left brain, fearful walls up around the heart, for whatever reason, my upbringing, to being able to bring those down and trust, and then just open up and say what comes to me, as opposed to having to regulate it out of fear and concern about what somebody else might think, or if I'll be attacked, or whatever it is. But as you do that, every step along the way, I've done this, figured out the next layer. I just prove the power I have to myself, that there's nothing can happen to me. As you said, it's not happening to me, it's happening for me, by me, actually, in essence, by vibrational reflection. And there's so much power in that. That's what I just love these conversations, because we've got all these different ways of saying the same thing, different ways of coming back into the heart and opening up the connection, becoming the one that is all. Scott, go ahead.
So this is going to tie in what Angela just said, what Robert has said, what Melissa talked about. And thanks to Reverend Lynn for typing into the comments about clairaudiently hearing the song We Are the
Oh,
World playing and all those lyrics, because in the meditation this time, I had an additional layer added to something I was shown in one of your previous meditations. We are the world. So first, let's define the word. So everybody first put your seatbelts on and get ready to step on the brake, because this sums what we're doing here, Kevin. This is everything. So we are the world. The world has this energetic, and the Earth's electromagnetic field is part of it. It is, consider it the envelope that we are all electromagnetic energy that we're all plugged into. So that circling globe of energy is everything, all of us, everything is circling us at all time. Now,
that's
our
the
heart,
physical world, is what you're referring to.
yes, it is the energetic, it is the connection to the physical spiritual, because we are an electro, even after we pass, we're energy, just like Angelo and everybody's been saying, we're energy. That energy continues after the physical drops away. So therefore, yes, it's physical, but it's energy. It's the and so this energy ball circles and runs through everything, right? And our heart, what we are learning and have learned for a while, our heart is a radio transmitter and receiver. There's a toroidal energy field that is documented generating from our heart that not only transmits but receives. Now, what I was shown in a previous one that now was added to in this meditation, picture this. Picture your palm of your hand, and my silly background is messing this up. Picture the palm of your hand coming out of your heart with a couple of, say, 30 different colors of glitter comes out of your heart, goes into the earth field, dumps it into the earth field, but then scoops 1 million colors of glitter and brings it back into your heart. That is going on all the time. We are the world. We're connected to the world. You're putting into the world you're scooping out everything and it's returning to you. And everything that you're in tune with or you allow to be in tune with is what you take in and gets into deeper into your energy field and learning field and all of that. But so we are the world literally because we contribute to the world's energy and scoop back in the world's energy constantly, all the time. And that's how we're all connected, and that's how we learn and grow. One other thing that was commented is it's all available all the time, and it is. Every time you're scooping it back in, but whether you are tuned in to that particular whatever it is whether you receive it on that loop. And it's always there because we're the world and everything's in it. So that's what I was shown during the meditation.
Oh, nice. Okay. So okay. I missed that first part. So that came through during the meditation, then that imagery. Nice.
Through two of your meditations. The previous couple weeks ago, I saw the whole every everything that's you is in your hand that's dropped into the Earth's resonant field, and then you're scooping it back on the return. Today, I was shown, in a visual, a couple of colors that represent you, but you're pulling back 1 million colors because it represents everything. Um,
Oh, okay. I got it.
does that make sense? And
Nice visual.
so I'm gonna make up this graphic. It's part of what they were showing me was to make this graphic of showing how you mix in. Think of a mixer bowl, where you're dropping in one color into 1 million colors and then it's stirred in, but you're pulling back the 1 million colors. All those represent the energy of everything. So
Nice. Scott has some of the most amazing imagery that comes through and messaging. I always appreciate hearing that. Annalie, go ahead. And then right after you're done, Annalie, we'll do the telepathic meditation.
Thanks, Scott. That was a really beautiful picture that you painted. Um, after this, no pressure. No.
Oh, Well, we want exactly your energy the way you experience it.
Yeah. So I just wanted to
Your
comment.
colors. We want you to drop your
There you
colors.
go.
Yeah, well, this was actually colorful. Well, I had a number of these instant manifestations lately, and for some reason, it's often easier to believe that you're gonna manifest something that you don't want than that you do want.
It's habit,
It's
that's
weird
for
because
sure.
it's the same thing, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same process, but I had a number of them like lined up. And one of them was actually colorful because I cut my finger, and I could see that before every of these manifestations, I just thought, okay, this is a very risky place to hold. That was I am cutting, and I could see the cutting on my finger, and it happened like 2 seconds after. And this has been kind of a pattern lately. So yeah, that was actually it's a beautiful color, red color, blood. But I kind of turned it and just said to myself, okay, fine. This is I can see all these uh, happenings, and I take it as a learning or as a teaching. And okay, I'm going to turn it to believe in positive manifestations instead. So I just saw my finger heal without any pain, and I know how painful it normally is to cut your finger even a little bit, and it just healed like I have had not even a little bit of pain. So it was, I mean, this is a little thing and the big thing, but we can do exactly the same thing with the big pictures.
Right. There's no size difference from the universe's perspective.
Exactly. So it was just, yeah, a little bit of practicing for
No,
myself.
that's a great awareness. There's something that I think we're taught by the traditional medical field that things take this long to heal and
Oh
things
yeah.
require this kind of support. You and I have had many conversations around that
Yep.
topic, and
Yep.
and yet it applies to things even like cutting your finger. That there was an energy that was in motion that then you saw coming right before it
Yep.
happened, and then it happened.
Yep.
And
Yep.
whatever it takes, sometimes you see the energy before it manifests. Sometimes it doesn't manifest before you do. It doesn't matter. It's just all learning. But the fact that instead of then looking at the cut and then starting to feel bad about it or getting angry about it or whatever, or continuing the energy that created that impulse that was reflective
Exactly.
of that experience, you're really good at then shifting off of it. Then of course the manifestation itself has to shift
Yeah.
to match
Right.
that. And
Yeah.
that's something I think you're getting really good at. And that's a great demonstration how quickly, when we catch ourselves in the process of manifesting something that we don't want, that if you can catch it and release it and then shift back to your center, back to what you want, that the literally physical manifestations will shift very rapidly as a
Yeah.
result.
And it's been fun to watch the negative manifestations because I see them instantly and they come so quick after my thought. It happens just within seconds.
Isn't it nice to know that we can deliberately manifest so quickly? And isn't it nice to know how important it is to stay tuned in while we're doing it?
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
the whole point of the journey.
I would like just to share one short thing because I thought it was kind of funny. Exactly in the moment that I logged into this meeting, I happened to open my wallet on my phone, the wallet on my phone, and I kind of feel that I mean, I've been on in this body for quite some time, and but I just feel that I have so much time left, and I'm gonna be really old. I mean, whatever old is, but I will turn a lot of years. Can you say that in English? And I just got the proof. I found a boarding card. Sorry, this is Swedish. A boarding card for a flight from Los Angeles to Seattle on February 1st in 2093.
2093?
It's on my phone. It's on.
Wow.
It's in my wallet on my phone. It's a boarding card from 2093, and I seem to be checked in. At least I have a seat. So if you're on that seat, I'll be on
Yeah, I better
seat
get booking here so I'm ready.
24F.
That's pretty amazing.
That was just so funny. I will fly Delta, so Delta will still be around.
That's amazing. Well, so you got to hang around for that.
Oh yes, I will.
So you're still a spring chicken then.
Yep.
As we say.
Exactly.
That's funny. I love those synchronicities. I absolutely love them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's buzz into another quick meditation. I'll just talk you into state, and we'll just keep this energy going. And then this is your opportunity to drop in even more deeply if you want, and open up to possibilities. Animals were certainly a theme. If there's a telepathic connection, you want to open up to an animal, present or not present physically, always here spiritually. If you have non-speaking kids, I saw a couple on the call maybe did. It's an opportunity if you can get quiet. I don't know if they'll let you be quiet because I know how busy they can be. And see if you can tune into a message that maybe they have for you. Because that's really the fundamental purpose for the group itself, the Autism Telepathy Conversations community, is to help open up our telepathic connections with the non-speakers. But we explore everything here, and the animals were a great lead-in. So whatever works for you. I do invite you to have a something to write down your experiences with, if you want to capture them, if you have something that comes through for you, or share them in the chat window. All right, enough talking. So let's just sit back, relax, get comfortable. Nothing needs to be accomplished here. Not trying to get anything done. We're just going to relax back into our natural state of being. And we take a nice deep breath in. Hold it. And then we exhale, breathing that air completely out of our lungs. Then in again. And as we breathe out, we release our thoughts, step out of time, and drop into the now moment. Then one more time. And with each breath out, we just surrender to this natural ebb and flow of the universal consciousness that's supporting us, loving us, always present. We find our natural rhythm of breathing, slow and deep and easy, floating on the surface of consciousness, feeling the warmth of source energy flooding into our being, opening up our own unique individual connection to that non-physical, beautiful support realm, to the connection where all higher consciousness lives, and we all are part of higher consciousness. Just surrendering any beliefs, any resistance we might have to letting this flow just naturally happen through us. Feeling our whole bodies relax, feeling a wave of relaxation move from head to toe. Feeling the muscles relax. Noticing any areas in the body that might Still be holding a little tension, just breathing into those areas. Just noticing how they soften and relax all by themselves. And the more we relax, the lighter we become. And the lighter our energy feels, the higher our frequency raises, the brighter our energy field becomes, the broader our consciousness becomes, the broader our reach, our scope, our ability to see and feel and connect becomes. And we feel ourselves floating above the clouds and the bright sun is out. And we can see for miles and miles. Seeing, feeling, noticing the other beautiful, loving beings that are here. And opening up a dialogue, feeling connection, whatever feels right to us with whoever lights up for us. No judgment, no needing to get it right. Just letting the flow guide us to that which is perfect for us. And as my voice drifts off for a few minutes, we just allow the communication, the conversation, beautiful warm feeling of connection guide us naturally, easily, and effortlessly. It's time to wrap up your conversation if you're having one. Bring yourself back into the present moment, back into the body when you're ready. If you had anything significant happen, conversations, connections, feelings, visions, now's the opportunity to either write them down if you want to, record them, or type them in the chat. Sometimes they can be fleeting, like a dream, so it can be helpful to record them. And then when you're ready, if you want to share, just put your hand up. I actually got, it was interesting that, which I didn't expect. Amber actually popped in for a second and just said thank you, because I've been a small part of her journey indirectly through Melissa because we've talked so often. And it was just like, oh, okay, thank you. And thank you, Melissa, for allowing me to be part of it. And then I got tingling in my hands, as I do. Go ahead, Suzanne.
I had I just had a conversation with myself. It's my inner me, my higher self. I feel, and it spun off of what Annalie shared with her having the awareness, and then caught her finger, and then went back into adjust the energy of herself, and it healed up quickly. And then what Scott said, I loved his analogy of us being the palm, and we're all, hundreds of sparkles, different glitter, and then it goes out and scoops up all that is. And then it came to me, what we're resonating with as we scoop this up is what we're going to experience in our now moment. So if we're having, as Annalie did, like a feeling of down and you cut your finger, you went back out and scooped up and then had the awareness like, oh, I get it now. And then you had this beautiful, quick healing. So if you want your now moment to be feeling better, let's hold ourselves, me especially, I was thinking about this, accountable for the glitter that we're putting out there. What color is it? Is it a darker color, let's say? And then what you're bringing back. Because when I had this surgery on my knee, there was this open wound that happened down by after the surgery by my ankle, had nothing to do with the knee. And I didn't know what it was. What's it all about? It was a big wound about the size of a dime. And then it just came to me during this meditation that your skin is the biggest organ in your body. And then I found out through talking with the doctor or physician's assistant that when they removed this tape that went around your ankle, whoever removed it, ripped open some of my skin. They didn't realize it until, of course, it started bleeding, and then they patched it up. But I was thinking, oh, it was meant to be ripped open because another level of myself is appearing from this surgery. And it is appearing, but it just kind of all came together like, wow, the things we experience, it might take a little while in hindsight for you to have the awareness, but I think just even now in this meditation, Annalie, Scott's sharing, helped me have this bigger picture, like everything happens for a reason. No one could explain this wound I had and how long it was taking. And now I just had, well, it was my skin releasing some more of the old energy of me, the old story. I've got to suffer before I can heal, whatever it might be. But I've had so many awarenesses from it. So anyways, that's what I got right there during that meditation.
Nice. Oh, that's a great one. Yeah. Ripping off those old beliefs.
Yes. Yeah. And they had to rip it off for me. So I'd have to look at it, and observe myself and say, what's it all about? And when we say it happens for us, it totally did. And then I also included happens through me. I am the energy that happened for me so I could experience through me more of me and become more aware of who I'm not and loving who I am.
Wonderful. Very nice. So it's amazing when those analogies around us, they suddenly like they land, like you've got that thing going on, but then suddenly the connection closes when we're ready. And then it's like, I'm free.
For the moment,
For the moment. That's
all
right.
right.
Well, that's all we got.
Potentially more to explore, but I'm always open to explore. It's fun. It's fun continuing to learn more about yourself and the truth of who we are and the power we have. And telepathy is another truth that I didn't think much about until, of course, the telepathy tapes, and we started this group. Yeah.
Melissa, go ahead.
Oh, all I wanted to say to that was all this glitter because it just hit me too that Janessa put glitter on Amber right before we took her.
Oh, wow.
She wears glitter a lot, and she said, "Mom, I put some glitter on Amber. She had it on her forehead and a little bit
Aww.
around her, and she glittered her up before we took her." And I thought, I'm like, well, that right there is just a whole full tying story right there, from the dog having the glitter, from Scott talking about the glitter, from all of us. Like, look what we can learn from an animal too. Again,
Crazy.
to be just, we are animals. So when we become the animal, we can really sense and understand where they're coming from. Because when we be like them and calm and don't push and just be, like, you really see a whole different life. Like, why are we so at times to ourselves when they're just like doo 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 and laying and like, hello, why don't you guys just go sit next to the tree and shut the hell up and be calm? And we just find
Chill
another
out.
way to go do something crazy instead of listening. And it's like Suzanne said, the more you do, you just come again into your next level of yourself and the next awareness, and the next layer rips apart, and you're like, here I am for the next however long I can do this until you want me to rip the next bandage open.
Yeah,
See
but it
where.
does get easier, doesn't it?
Oh, I like I said, I honestly, this was the biggest. I said to myself this morning, I said, "Wow, what did you do the past month much? Like really in April, you know?" And I was like, "You've had more awareness than you've ever had in your life. You've done so much inner healing for the last past years, but this month especially, like with Amber and my own, like coming into just yeah, I was like, wow. Like if you could put a price tag on that, like something you would pay to go do this. I was like, there's not even money. There's not even the value of becoming into yourself. There's nothing there's there's nothing that even.
Yeah, right. It's so far beyond the human scale and how it manifests. There's no human on earth who could put together the pieces in the order that we need. That's one of the things that opened me up to so much about this. When you start seeing the synchronicities and you realize the perfection of them, and you realize this, it couldn't have been orchestrated by me, even though my brain really, really wants to do that sometimes. It's like, you can just back off, go take a nap.
Especially like Amber going, go get the flowers, right? I'm going to look at Amber's right there going, hey, it's my day to get flowers. Like that
Yeah.
synchronicity, you couldn't, and somebody else would go, that's a coincidence. I'm like, no, that
Yeah,
was
well, they're
Amber
not us.
immediately going, I'm right here. And then what was the song? I couldn't tell you. It was on the radio. Something as soon as, because I do that too. Like what's on the radio kind of tells you. And it said something like, I'm going to miss her. That was a song that was, I don't know who was singing it, but the song was called like, I'm going to miss her or something. And I'm like, well,
Of course, yeah.
how can it be more? Yeah. I don't know. We
Right.
could talk for days and hours and months and
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, well, 90 minutes gets our energy going. That's all that matters, right? All right, Scott, take us home
So,
here. We're at the bottom
Melissa,
of the hour.
th- so Amber visited me apparently during the
Uh,
meditation because the word glitter I literally heard. I was trying to picture little dots of color and I didn't know what to call them. And literally I heard the word glitter. I'm like, glitter. Oh yeah, that's a good word. So it was probably Amber that whispered that into my third ear, I'm calling it now.
I love it.
Um, and then the other thing, Suzanne and I had the same, we must have met in the same classroom during this meditation because I got a third level of this analogy that came through that um, whatever you're tuned into, so say your vibrational level you're putting out, say a darker color of the color green, and as it enters the world, and you're scooping back in, lighter, brighter colors of green are coming in. And as you tune in, those start to raise your level, and then you start putting out lighter colors of green. So it's exactly like you're saying. And it's like, so the colors and represent energy, which represents any kind of level of consciousness, including connection and all that. But anyway, so we had the same analogy. That's all I wanted to say.
I love those confirmations in these calls when the synchronicities start to come together, and when we start to have like the idea that the animals led this conversation. There's always
That's
this frequency.
Amber,
Oh, and there's Melissa's
if you can
got,
see her.
hang on a second
She
here.
was a mix. We kind of really never knew what she was.
Yeah.
Kind of like long hot dog and dachshund, and but just had the littlest, shortest legs, and
Sweet
so
puppy.
she was. I'm so happy she came to everybody. She was here the whole time.
Yeah. Well, she's going to become that powerful guide, as you said. We lose a lot of different people at different levels in our lives, people, animals, but some then seem to take that center stage. And maybe you couldn't even have seen it until that transition happened. Like my mom was one of them, although my dad's late partner, who was my mom's piano performance partner for 40 years. It's like a big tangled thing. I never would have guessed that she would have been one of my guides until she came right to me as she passed, even though she was in a different part of the city. Like I knew, like literally, she came by and she's been circling around. I never would have guessed that until it happened, and then the synchronicities, they start to line up. It's like, okay, I'm just going to open up and be guided by whoever needs to come through, who's the right frequency match for me in the moment. And then life just keeps getting better and better. Well, that was a
I
lot of
just
fun,
wanted to
guys.
show this. I had this exactly right behind my back. Lighter and brighter
Oh,
colors of green.
oh, those are like sparkle lights, or what are those?
Those are ropes.
Oh, but with the like little sparkle things right on them. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, I tie halters for horses, so it's like
Yeah.
if you go out in the dark, they will be seen. But they are actually three colors of green,
Of
lighter,
course.
becoming lighter and brighter.
That's like what Scott said.
And they were just behind my back.
Yeah, of course they were.
No such thing as coincidence.
That's
No.
right. So this is our guide for the weekend and beyond. Let's live. Let's notice the synchronicities, and not just let them pass by, but take that minute. Say, oh, thank you for being there. Oh, feel that I got the guidance to look, and we synchronized at that moment with broader consciousness. Go live a synchronized life for the rest of the weekend and forever. All right, guys, thanks so much. Wonderful conversation. We'll see you a couple of weeks from now if you can make it. We'll continue on this conversation and see what new magic we can express from here. Thanks for joining us. Namaste, everybody. Love you guys so much.
Thank you
See
so
you
much.
next time. Bye for now.
Bye.